this Raise the Roof protest is really important today because the housing crisis is continuing and continuing. And for so many women, that means being homeless, it means being unable to afford rents and constantly going from emergency accommodation into a crisis situation. And it has to stop. And the government have just failed to respond. We need to see public housing. We need to see rents being tackled so that they're affordable for people to live on.
We're in a constituency that has a housing waiting list well in excess of 15 years and rents in the private market well in excess of €2,000. And so that's why I'm here and the Labour Party's here as part of Raise the Roof, because this government has failed in housing.
Raise the Roof, of course, is a trade union and civil society-led campaign that wants to see not only a right to housing enshrined in the Constitution, but also crucially a doubling of capital investment to deliver at least 20,000 public homes on public land every year. We also want to see action to tackle the homelessness crisis as well as the crisis for renters. What do we want? We want the government to change direction. We want them to accept the failed private sector-led approaches of the last 10, 20, 30 years and start to directly invest large volumes of public money into the public housing to meet the housing crisis that's there.
We really need to hammer home to the government how important it is there's action taken on housing. We have to have housing that's affordable, we have to have social homes, we have to have homes that people can access. And this entire kind of system where housing's been pushed just for developers and for profit and not for people's needs has to be challenged.
So it's important that Force is here today to ensure that we're talking about investing in public services, ensuring that there's decent staffing structures there in order to ensure that we have strong, robust services for our members to be able to provide back out to those who require and rely on decent public services and decent housing.
USI are fully behind all of Raise the Roof's efforts, and I'm here to show my solidarity with that. Housing is such a big issue for students. They are being priced out of accommodation. Luxury accommodation blocks are taking up most of our cities and students can't afford that.
Unfortunately, traveller accommodation has stretched over decades been a crisis for us within our own country, and we can see that quite clearly, and it's very important that when we think about a home for all, the travellers are included within that.
Well, SIPTU, along with the trade union movement, have been organising with the Raise the Roof and all the affiliates for the last 3 years. We need 25,000 houses a year, public, social and affordable homes. If this government doesn't deliver soon, they're going to see the consequences of it come the next election.
We're more than 10 years into a disastrous housing and homelessness crisis, and we've had promise after promise by successive governments, but the only people they really seem to be looking after are the vulture funds, the big property investors, the landlords who are making a fortune, but ordinary working people are completely priced out of the market, extortionate rents. We still aren't getting the public housing we so desperately need, so we need to get on the streets. We need a mass movement of people to demand that housing that is affordable and secure is a basic right for everybody in this country.